Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't yet subscribed before, now is the time to do so. So please tap the subscribe button and let's move on to with today's tutorial, which consists of showing you how to draft this gorgeous twist dress. So for this front twist dress pattern, I'm going to first start by drawing in my slash lines, and then this is my front bodice pattern. If you don't know how to draft a basic bodice pattern, you can check out the video tutorial right on top of your screen to check out to learn how to draft this basic bodice pattern. Now this is my waist, because there's going to be a joining at the waist. So this is my waist here. Then ignore this neckline here. This is the actual like basic neckline for my pattern. So now for the first slash line, I'm going to want to transfer my waist dart here. You may not see this. Let me just trace out my waist dart here. It's already traced out on my pattern. I just want to make it visible for you. Now I'm going to transfer this waist dart here through that manipulation, because obviously when I do this, when I finish altering this pattern to form the twist dress, I won't be able to sew a dart like the normal way on top of my dress. So I'm going to transfer this dart here. So we're transferring it here. So from the bust point here, I'm going to draw a line that connects here. So once I close this dart here, this all the dart space here is going to be transferred here when I slash it open. And then I'm also going to transfer this one at the lower part here. I'm going to transfer it also here. And that's our first line. So I'm going to extend this line here all the way to my armhole here, and that becomes my first slash line. And I'm going to transfer, I'm going to extend this line here also. And now I'm going to draw in my other slash line. So I'm going to draw another line from here down here. I'll draw another one from here to this point, and then you keep going, and then depending on how much lines you want or how much folds you want on your dress. So, and that's all for the upper part of this slash line. So one line goes here to the shoulder. Remember that my pattern already has allowances in it, so I already have ½ inch allowance here, 1 inch here, and this is the center, this is the border line. So this completes the slash lines for the upper part. Now I'm going to move ahead to the slash lines for the lower parts, and this completes it. So now I'm going to cut this open at the waist here. So now that I have this cut open, before cutting my slash lines, I'm going to transfer the darts. So I'm going to open this up. So already I'm going to open this, and then I'll open these bits up also. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So you're going to close this, like move this to close this. So it has already transferred the darts here. Down you can see this place opens up. So I'm going to now redraw these lines just so that they are straight. So you can see that the lines are scattered like this. So I'm going to redraw the lines. So I have my lines redrawn. So I'm now going to do the same also for this side. I'm going to transfer this dart here. And then I'm going to retrace these lines just like I did for the upper parts. And that's that for that. This is effectively now, the dart here is now effectively transferred to this point, and the waist start here also is now effectively transferred to this point. So now I'm just going to continue slashing all my lines now. So I'm going to slash all my lines now all the way here, maybe a quarter away from the end here, and then I'll place it, I'll spread it out on another piece of paper, or you can also spread it out straight on your fabric. It depends on you. And this is our spread out pattern. You can see I already spread it out. So you spread it out by how much you want, and then that is what I've done here. So you draw a line here to make sure all the points here are touching or matching each other. Then you add like a half-inch allowance here, and that completes the upper part. Then you do the same also for the lower part. You spread it out, and then you place it on your fabric like this. So you can decide to first place this on a piece of paper first before placing it on your fabric, whichever way is convenient for you. So now I'm just going to go ahead to do the lower part now, and then I'll show you what the both patterns look like when they are done being spread out. Now to sew this, I'm going to come, this is my lower part here, I'm going to place it right sides together, and then I'll sew by half-inch. You can see that on the pattern we added half-inch right here in the middle, so I'm going to sew this by half-inch. Now this is the upper part joined together at the middle. You can see right sides together, so you join it together at the middle here, and then the lower part too, like I mentioned earlier. So now that that's done, you're going to set this like this way, and then you place this, that is this one here and this one here, you place it right sides together with this part here. That means you sew all the way from here. At the middle part here, you just measure like let's say half-inch or 1 inch here, and then here also you measure like half-inch or 1 inch here. Then once you have that, you sew this rest down by half-inch. That is right sides together like this, and then you keep sewing down by half-inch till you get to the end of your blouse. So I'm going to do that now, and then at the middle here there's going to be a hole in the middle here. Now this is what I'm going to have. This is the hole I mentioned earlier, so you can see 1 inch away, 1 inch away. So now I'm going to feed this lower part through this and turn it inside out. So I'm going to feed it into it like this. So once you feed it through, you're going to align the sides, and so make sure it's aligned, and then you sew down by half-inch. You sew to what point you can sew to. If you can sew to the middle, it's perfectly fine, and if you can't, you sew to the closest point you can sew to the middle. So you sew down by half-inch, and then you pick this also and sew down by half-inch. You have to make sure it aligns. So once you sew that down, this middle exposed part, you try as much as possible to also this exposed middle part. Once you are done sewing these two sides, you try as much as possible to sew that down to by half-inch. If you can't sew it with your machine, you can use, if you can't sew it with your sewing machine, you can use needle and thread, pin it down together, make sure the centers align. See, so you make sure the centers align, and then you sew it down by half-inch. That is after you are done sewing this side and this side. So I'm going to do all of that now, and then I'll show you the final look on my mannequin. Now this is the back. You at the back. So everything comes to a knot in the middle here, and this is the front. And this completes our twist dress. So I'm going to drop it on my mannequin just so you can see the fit of the dress. And that completes it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and check out these 2 videos popping up on your screen right now if you haven't yet seen them before. I'll see you in the next